Hi, my name is Jessica Zeeby, and I'm going to be talking about corporate social responsibility. Throughout this tutorial, I'm going to reference corporate social responsibility as CSR. By definition, CSR is a corporate self-regulation intertwined with a business model. CSR refers to businesses that operate in a manner that takes into account social and environmental impacts. How do we measure CSR? That's the triple bottom line, and we'll go over that in a little bit. Throughout my presentation, I want you to go ahead and ask yourself a couple of questions. Why should you or your company implement CSR? What are the benefits? How can your company help the community and help themselves simultaneously? Companies who implement CSR have actually seen an increased long-term profitability. Like I said, we're going to measure CSR by your triple bottom line, which we'll go over here just in a little bit. Companies who can be considered more responsible if they've actually done a CSR initiative. So they're your triple bottom line. What exactly is this? This is your people, planet, and profit of your business. This is a difficult and challenging concept for some companies, but organizations who have actually done and successfully implemented a triple bottom line fully understand what the complete cost of running their business is. How do we measure success? How do we compare people to profit or planet to profit? Well, you actually can't find a measurement that actually is going to encompass all three. They're completely separate. But for example, people can be considered your labor hours. Planet could be considered your energy consumption, and profit could be your taxes paid. So we're going to go ahead and talk about people first. So, people can be considered the favorable or unfavorable treatment of your labor force or the community surrounding you. This also takes into account employee engagement. How happy are your employees to work for you, and what do they want to do to better your business or your product? This people aspect helps make a better product for your business. A corporate example I have is Rise Virtual Solutions. This is a call center. Basically, what they did is they did a CSR initiative of Habitat for Humanity. So they build houses for underprivileged families. What this did is this actually engaged the employees, and they helped them to inform cross-functional teams within departments. And the reason I say that is because on a day-to-day, you probably don't interact with 90% of the people in your company. But when you take them out of their element and you put them into a scenario like this, you actually have conversations with people you normally wouldn't. So then they bring that actually back to the office, forming a cross-functional team and better projects and better outcomes. So what we have is you have employees becoming leaders, employees value the company, and that makes for a happier employee, which equals a stronger, more successful business. Next, we're going to go ahead and talk about profit. So profit is going to take into account any economic value that you've brought to your company or the community because of your CSR initiative. Bringing the company to a place where they actually are benefiting the community. They're bringing more economic value there. Bringing loyalty to the brand. So you're helping the community, which means you're helping yourself. So you're bringing more brand loyalty, which means better business for you, which is more money in your pocket. According to the CECP, companies who donated 10%, at least 10% of their profit to philanthropy or charity work saw return revenue increase of 11%, and those who didn't actually saw a decrease of 3%. So the corporate example I want to use for profit is West Monroe Partners, which are business consultants. They actually implemented a 1+1+1 program, which means that they donate 1% of their time, 1% of their treasure, and 1% of their talent back to the organizations in the community. So after implementing such a thing, they actually saw an increase in employee empowerment to give back. Those employees wanted to be part of this initiative, and they wanted to give as much as they could. By 2011, the company actually saw 1,500 employee volunteer hours completed nearly 4,000 pro bono cases, and gave back and matched $250,000. Your profit can be impacted for your business because any donations that you make actually can be considered tax deductible depending on the content. And then you're getting a favorable reputation among your peers, which means more business and better business for you. So, you put Model X in place to achieve results, which could be, like we said, the 1+1+1 program, or something as simple as recycling. You see fewer economic impacts, which is an increase in money for you, and then your return on investment on your CSR campaign increases. Next, we're going to go ahead and talk about Planet. So the Planet account can be considered any of your use of sustainable business practices and any of your reduction in environmental impact. So your gas emissions, your volatile organic compounds you're releasing into the air, and energy consumption, etc. So how does sustainability fit into CSR? So stakeholders, including your customers and employees, are challenging companies to come up with a business model that actually encompasses how they're going to leave the planet for the future generations. Partnering yourself with socially conscious companies actually betters your reputation in the business market. So large companies are extremely powerful when it comes to environmental and social impacts. They hold a lot of pull when it comes to issues like that, oil spills, etc. So it's really important for businesses to see themselves and how they fit into the bigger picture. So a corporate example of Planet would be RBC Wealth Management USA. They are a personal wealth management company. They actually implemented the RBC Blue Water Project. So they actually did a 10-year global goal to help any organizations who have any impact on fresh water. They get their clients involved, their employees involved. Their employees are proud to work there. This is a huge initiative that they've had launched since 2010, and it continues to be so, and it continues to grow. So here for planning. Your company invests in a solution, the public sees value, and your brand reputation increases. So all of this right here encompasses how CSR can affect your triple bottom line. Your people, profit, and planet all have their way of actually impacting this initiative and how it actually affects your company on the triple bottom line. They work hand in hand, which is nice. Is in order, a lot of times your upper management wants to see how does this impact us? How do we see profit? How do we see results? Well, here's how we see results. Going from your corporate social responsibility, your people, profit, and planet side, and how that actually comes down to make money for your business. So what does CSR do for business improvement? So the grand idea of CSR is to empower employees and customers and how they can actually impact the world just by purchasing everyday products, your product. This actually results in an increase in the average per client revenue and total revenue for your company. So what are the CSR benefits? And why should you implement CSR? So your client wants to be part of a business and buy a product that they're proud of. Your business saves money by operating more efficiently, and your biggest payback is your motivating factor of your employees. They're happy to be there, they want to be there, and they want to work for you. It's important to note that these initiatives are you're not going to see a long-term cost or a short-term cost right away. You're actually going to incur a short-term cost, and then you're going to see your long-term investment be returned to you down the road. This is not a short-term goal, this is a long-term goal. So how does this help competitive advantage? Well, what this does is it's actually shown that bringing new talent into your company and keeping talent they want to be part of a business that is socially and environmentally conscious. They want to know that you're giving back to the communities that you're serving. So companies make an effort to hire and foster their employees, and that starts from CSR. And CSR is being used not just for boosting reputation, but this is also for your stockholders to know that your business is growing and you're looking at continuous improvement. So how do you implement this? How do you go about making sure you can implement this successfully? So applying this concept is business specific. There's flexibility all over. How you want to implement your initiative is up to you. However, just know that having a upper management or a senior management champion for your initiative has worked wonders for most companies. Having it come from the top down and communicated all the way down to every employee is huge. Knowing that their top management is proud of this initiative is something that makes them want to get involved. Seeing the community outreach and come back and seeing how it's progressed is important to people, and that's how they want to get on board. The companies mentioned earlier, Arise Virtual Solutions, West Monroe Partners, and RBC Wealth Management, are just a few of the companies that have intertwined CSR initiatives into their vision, mission, and values. Most, if not all, companies who are taking advantage of this have seen a positive growth in their revenue. So, like I said before, this does incur a short-term cost, but the return on investment is seen on the long-term level. So, to conclude about corporate social responsibility, by creating a coherent corporate social responsibility strategy, you actually see your company align socially and environmentally with any business model that you have, making a positive impact on your community and the environment around you is huge, and people want to be a part of that, not only in your company but outside. That CSR is a commitment to developing projects and processes that positively impact your social and environment around you. This is a vital investment to the future and essential to your top and bottom line dollars. If you want to see a return on your investment, you have to make sure that you're giving this everything you can. You want to make sure that your CSR initiative is part of your business strategy and not a separate department. They need to be intertwined from the top down, and that's exactly how this is going to make sure that you get a positive reaction from your employees and your community around you. So taking the time to invest in your company, investing in your employees, and investing in the future of the global state is important to your business. If you want to be sustainable, then it's important to understand what you're doing, how your business model is affecting the social and environment around you. Thank you.